Our last movie, Happy Birthday to Me, and in honor of my birthday, that was yesterday. We've just had some ice cream cake and some other chocolate kind of cake, right? That all had on it, Happy Birthday to Me. And we're all vibrating from, basically, we just took a bunch of reds. Quit messing around, man! Literally feel the need to smoke a blunt, all right, to counteract the birthday cake. All right? So now our fourth film that I feel fits into the Giallo mode is one of my favorite directors, J. Lee Thompson, is his Canadian-made film Happy Birthday to Me, starring Melissa Sue Anderson, Glenn Ford, Lawrence Dane, and a whole bunch of other people. Now, when the film came out during the time of the slasher films, and it was set up to be a slasher, and it is. It still qualifies completely as a slasher. But slashers and giallos are not the same, and the fact that this movie manages to completely walk the line between both of them actually is an achievement, I think. It's a movie playing with a zillion amount of red herrings, so it's your job to deduce who amongst this list of suspects is the killer. Then the film seemingly tells you who the killer is about midway through, and you're not prepared for the answer. And then it starts going on a whole other track than it's been going, only like a giallo to jump the track a third time. It's entertaining. It's entertaining as hell. No, I don't buy it. Oh, that's fucking bullshit. No, you don't say that. No, it actually makes the movie. Yeah, the whole film qualifies as a giallo, but could also be called a slasher simultaneously. But the fact that the past trauma backstory is so ridiculously crazy, that's what officially puts it in the term of a giallo. And we've already had nothing but batshit crazy explanations of why the killer has killed on this quadruple feature that we had. This is still the craziest one. It's the movie. Yeah. It is literally, it has fun with it. Which again is the thing that makes it not a faux giallo, but an actual giallo. No, it's black leather gloves.
Black leather gloves? Check.
Even though every character in the movie wears black leather gloves. No, they're trying to make it feel American.
And also,
right? A Canadian movie goes out of its way to make movies feel American. That's my boy, J. Lee, man. Well, look, he made a mark for himself, like doing thrillers. One of the things that makes J. Lee Thompson an auteur is he's one of cinema's lovable degenerates.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The fact that he finds really questionable relationships and really questionable sexuality, and the fact that he seems to be turned on by him and then presents them in a way that's not condemnation against them, is actually accepting of them, is an auteur trait that follows from movie to movie to movie to movie. If she's turning 18, it's obviously a high school, but it's like an academy that runs like a college. Because to me, the kids just absolutely remind me of the kids from St. Elmo's Fire, even in that tavern that they hang out with might as well be the St. Elmo's Fire tavern. But and the cars that they drive and the scarves that they wear. It's a really enjoyable collection of these type of horror movie cliches that done in just the right spirit with a very energetic cast in a quick, entertaining way that just keeps it up. It keeps the juggling balls flowing. No, she's really, really good at it. She did actually a really fun TV movie around the same time. I don't know. I think it was just before maybe she did Happy Birthday to Me or just afterwards. A juvenile delinquent movie where she's like a young girl that's brought into a juvenile delinquent gang that's causing problems, directed by Jack Starrett, called The Survival of Dana. I had forgot about that sequence, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking disturbing when the brain starts growing out of the hole in the skull. Well, also, I would also say that there is a symbiotic connection to the whole last sequence and the whole reveal to Happy Birthday to Me to the very first Scream.
Oh, yeah.
The storyline of the very first Scream follows kind of closely the backstory line of Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah, it does.
Even to the point of where they have the father is kind of tied up and been hidden through most of the movie. And they pretty much describe it in the same cockamamie way that the killer describes it in this. Well, actually, frankly, when the killer explains how it happened, you can go back and, no, it's all happening because the killer indoctrinated her into the group. When you go backwards and think about it. Now, okay, but right up there in Giallo land with the ridiculousness of the reveal of the killer and then the crazy story that is backed up by why they're doing all these murders is, again, straight out of an Italian movie. The hysterical past traumatic incident that put Melissa Sue Anderson in the hospital involving her mother. Mm-hmm. That whole scene is one of the best scenes that we saw. All right. It's so over the top. It seems like a weird, bad dubbing of one of those Italian crazy sequences. And if Melissa Sue Anderson was actually the killer, that's a pretty good triggering reason for her to go on this.
Hell yeah.
Especially if she doesn't know what she's doing, if she's schizophrenic. The whole thing that happens at the beginning.
Oh my God.
That's actually a better motivation than most of these other killers have. Yeah. And by the way, that backseat murder has a lot of really good sexual terror in it. There's a whole, there's a lot, which is a lot of kicking legs. Her heels ripping
up the ceiling,
ripping
up
the fabric of the ceiling of the car. And by the way, I'm a big fan of that actress. She's kind of a Canadian scream queen. That's Leslie Donaldson, who is the star of William Fruit's Funeral Home, which I'm a big fan of. But she's also in Curtains and a couple of other ones as well. Well, she's smart until she gets 5 feet and stops and starts looking around.
Then you're like,
and then gets another
idiot.
5 feet and stops and starts looking around. We're just waiting for the shish kebab to show up. We couldn't help but mention it, okay? Oh, let's have some peppery beef and then make out. One of my favorite cliches in movies, when they don't show who the killer is, just their lower torso and their shoes walking in there, and you know that they're coming in as the killer, and they're like, oh, wow, it's you. Great to see you. Hey, what's with that knife? And then at the top of the batshit crazy things is the mask technology that would put Mission Impossible to shame. But I kind of loved it. I really did. Well, that whole sequence actually does work. That whole birthday party does work. But then you have the whole thing at the beginning when the kids are playing chicken with the rising bridge and everything. And that's really exciting. The one guy with the girls that don't want to go on the jump does the jump. You go, okay, everything Glenn Ford says is a fucking red flag to this idea. My favorite relationship between a psychiatrist and his patient in the history of cinema is Melissa Sue Anderson and her doctor, Dave. Yeah, okay, not Dr. Bennings or whatever. No, it's just Dave. Oh, you don't even need to be in Jay Leland to all of a sudden. I think even when the day the movie was released, I think people were like, what's kind of up between those two? He's not this older man, fatherly authority figure. They're trying to make Glenn Ford look as handsome as Glenn Ford can look at this age. There is a sexy quality to Glenn Ford with his cool white shirts, his Italian cool white shirts with his cool black sweater on and everything. Oh, what did I call it? Happy herring to me?
It's herring jam, so to speak. Herring in the Henderson. Yeah.
Just smoke a blunt. Just smoke a blunt. All right. Just smoke a blunt. Just smoke a blunt. All right.